Hey everyone, and welcome back for another deep dive. We love to explore new technologies, and today is no exception. We're going to be diving into the world of AI and how it's transforming customer service.
Sounds exciting.
It is. We're looking at this really interesting article from DX today called From Chatbots to Conversational Agents, exploring the impact of generative AI in customer service.
Ah, yes, I read that one. It's a good one. Published December 13th this year.
That's right. And you know what I think one of the coolest things about this whole topic is that AI has the potential to make customer service not just more efficient, but also way more personal.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's like imagine having a customer service rep who knows exactly what you need before you even ask.
Right. And who can answer your questions in a way that feels like you're talking to a friend.
Exactly. That's where generative AI comes in.
Okay, so for our listeners who maybe aren't super familiar with all the AI jargon, can you give us a quick definition of generative AI?
Sure. So generative AI refers to algorithms that can create new content, like text images, even music that's similar to what a human would produce.
So it's not just about analyzing data, it's about actually creating something new based on that data.
Right. And in the context of customer service, this means that AI can be used to craft really personalized responses and solutions.
That makes sense. But how does that actually work? I mean, how does AI go from analyzing data to helping a customer with a specific problem?
Well, imagine this AI as like a super smart assistant that can look through tons of customer data, like past inquiries, feedback, even social media interactions.
Wow, so it's taking in a lot of information.
It is. And by analyzing all of that data, the AI can start to understand your preferences, predict your needs, and tailor its responses accordingly.
So it's not just giving out the same generic response to everyone. It's actually customizing the interaction based on your individual history.
Exactly. It's like having a customer service rep who knows you inside and out.
That's incredible. So instead of getting those robotic responses we're used to, we could be getting support that feels much more human.
Right. And it goes even further than that. Imagine you're browsing an online store, and the AI, based on your past purchases and browsing history, suggests products you might be interested in, or alerts you to a sale on something you've been eyeing.
Oh, that's cool. That's like having a personal shopper who's always looking out for you.
Exactly. That's the power of generative AI to anticipate your needs and provide proactive support.
So we're not just talking about reacting to problems, but also preventing them in the first place.
Precisely. It's a whole new way of thinking about customer service.
So where are we seeing this technology being used today? I mean, is this something that's already out there in the real world, or is it still mostly in the experimental phase?
Oh, no, it's definitely being used right now. You're probably interacting with generative AI more than you realize.
Really? Where?
Well, for example, a lot of chatbots and virtual assistants are now powered by generative AI.
Ah, that makes sense. I've definitely noticed that some chatbots are getting a lot better at understanding what I'm asking and giving me helpful responses.
Yeah, that's likely due to generative AI. It's also being used in email support systems to automatically generate personalized responses.
Wow, so it's really starting to make its way into all aspects of customer service.
It is. And as the technology continues to improve, we can expect to see even more innovative applications in the future.
That's exciting. But I also wonder about the human element. Is there a risk that we'll lose that personal touch as AI becomes more prevalent?
That's a really important question, and it's something that the article addresses as well. While generative AI can handle many routine tasks, it's not meant to replace humans altogether.
So it's more about finding the right balance between AI and human interaction.
Exactly. The goal is to create a seamless partnership where AI and humans work together to deliver exceptional customer experiences.
Okay, so let's talk about these conversational agents, because when I first heard that term, it sounded like something straight out of a sci-fi movie.
Yeah, it does sound a bit futuristic, but they're becoming increasingly common in customer service.
So what exactly are they?
Basically, conversational agents are AI systems that can engage in natural, human-like conversations.
So it's not just about responding to keywords. They can actually understand the context of what you're saying.
Right. And they can also learn from past interactions, so they get better at providing relevant and personalized support over time.
So it's like having a conversation with a friend who knows your history and preferences.
Exactly. That's the idea behind conversational agents.
That's pretty amazing. So generative AI isn't just about efficiency. It's also about creating a more human-like and personalized customer service experience.
Absolutely. It's about making interactions with businesses feel more natural and enjoyable.
I like that. Now, I know AI is still a relatively new technology, and like any new technology, it comes with its own set of challenges. What are some of the potential downsides or limitations we should be aware of as we move towards this AI-powered future of customer service?
That's a great question, and one we should definitely explore further. There are definitely some things to consider.
Like what?
Well, one of the biggest challenges is ensuring that AI-generated responses are accurate and reliable.
Right, we don't want AI giving out incorrect information or making things worse.
Exactly. And we also need to be mindful of privacy and security when we're talking about AI analyzing vast amounts of customer data.
That's a good point. There are definitely a lot of ethical considerations as well.
Absolutely. So while there's huge potential for AI to revolutionize customer service, we need to proceed with caution and make sure we're addressing these challenges effectively.
That makes sense. It sounds like we have a lot more to discuss on this topic.
We do. There's a whole lot more to unpack when it comes to the best practices, ethical considerations, and future implications of AI in customer service.
Perfect, because you know what that means?
What's that?
That means we'll have to continue this deep dive in part 2.
I'm looking forward to it.
Me too.
Yeah.
We'll be back soon to explore all of that, and more so, stay tuned.
It's pretty amazing to think about how this AI stuff is already being used, even beyond those direct customer interactions.
Yeah, you're right. And we tend to think about AI in customer service as like chatbots and stuff, but it's so much broader than that.
Totally. The article mentions how some companies are using generative AI to analyze all that customer feedback they collect, to identify areas for improvement.
Oh, that's interesting. So instead of just reacting to individual complaints, they're using AI to kind of spot larger trends and patterns.
Exactly. It's about being proactive, addressing issues before they become huge problems.
And I bet it can help companies figure out what customers really want, right? I mean, AI can analyze all that data way faster than a human could.
Absolutely. It's like having a super-powered focus group that's constantly working in the background.
I like that analogy a lot. So we're talking about improving products and services, but what about marketing? Could AI help with that too?
Absolutely. Think about all those marketing messages you see every day, emails, ads on social media. Generative AI can actually personalize those, making them more relevant to you specifically.
So no more generic email blasts that end up in the spam folder.
Hopefully not. The goal is to use AI to create targeted campaigns that actually resonate with people.
That would be huge. I mean, it would make marketing less about shouting at everyone and more about having a real conversation.
That's the idea. And generative AI is giving us the tools to make that happen.
So we've talked about a lot of the exciting potential of AI, but of course there are some concerns too. One thing that keeps coming up is the need for accuracy and reliability. How do we make sure that these AI systems are giving out the right information and not making things worse?
Yeah, that's a big one. If AI starts giving out bad advice or making inappropriate comments, it could really damage trust.
Absolutely. And I imagine there are also concerns about privacy and security, right? I mean, we're talking about AI having access to a lot of personal data.
Absolutely. Data protection is paramount. Companies need to be very transparent about how they're using AI and make sure they have strong security measures in place.
It sounds like there's a lot to consider, both from a technical and an ethical standpoint.
There is. And that's why it's so important to have open conversations about these issues. We need to make sure we're developing and using AI responsibly.
Well said. So beyond accuracy and privacy, what are some other challenges we need to think about?
One that often comes up is the impact on jobs. If AI can automate so many tasks, are we going to see massive job losses?
That's a valid concern. I mean, it's something we have to address head on.
For sure. And the article talks about this too. It's not about trying to stop progress. It's about finding ways to manage this transition so that everyone benefits.
So it's not about AI versus humans. It's about figuring out how they can work together.
Exactly. We need to think about retraining and upskilling workers so they're prepared for the jobs of the future.
And maybe we'll see new jobs emerge that we haven't even thought of yet.
Absolutely. It's not just about replacing jobs. It's about creating new opportunities.
Okay, so we've talked about challenges, but let's shift back to the positive for a minute. What does the article say about the future of AI in customer service?
Well, it paints a pretty exciting picture. One of the key trends is the rise of those conversational agents we touched on earlier.
Right, those AI systems that can have natural human-like conversations. I still find that concept mind-blowing.
It is pretty wild. Imagine AI that can not only understand your words, but also your tone of voice, even your emotions.
Wow. So it could actually adapt its communication style based on how you're feeling.
Exactly. And with that level of understanding, the AI could provide much more empathetic and effective support.
Okay, no, that's next level. But how far away is this kind of technology, really?
It's closer than you might think. Many companies are already experimenting with these advanced conversational agents. And as AI research continues to advance, it's only a matter of time before they become mainstream.
That's incredible. It really feels like we're on the cusp of a customer service revolution.
It does. And it's exciting to think about all the ways AI could enhance our experiences with businesses.
But of course, we have to remember to use this technology wisely and ethically.
Couldn't agree more. We need to be mindful of the potential downsides and make sure we're developing and deploying AI in a way that benefits everyone.
I think that's a perfect note to transition to our final part, where we'll delve into some best practices and strategies for responsible implementation.
Sounds like a plan. Let's dive into that next.
Okay, so we've talked about the potential of AI in customer service, some of the challenges, and even what the future might hold. But let's get practical for a minute. What about actually making this technology work in the real world? Implementing it responsibly and effectively.
Yeah, that's the key,
Yeah.
isn't it? It's not enough to just have cool ideas. We need to make sure AI is being used in a way that actually benefits everyone.
Right, and the article dives into some best practices for doing just that. So where do we even begin?
Well, one of the most important things is the training data, the information that the AI learns from.
So it's
Yeah.
like teaching a kid, right? If you give them the wrong information or bad examples, they're not going to learn the right things.
Exactly. And it's the same with AI. The quality of the data is crucial. It needs to be accurate, representative, and free from biases.
Otherwise, you risk the AI learning the wrong things or perpetuating harmful stereotypes.
Precisely. That's why it's so important to have diverse teams involved in the development and training of these AI systems.
So people with different perspectives and backgrounds can help spot potential problems and make sure the AI is learning from a balanced set of data.
Right. It's not just about the technical stuff. It's about the human values and ethics we embed in these systems.
And I imagine it's not a one-time thing either, right? You can't just feed the AI some data and then let it run wild. You need to keep an eye on it.
Absolutely. Ongoing monitoring and evaluation are crucial. You need to track how the AI is performing, identify any issues that pop up, and make adjustments as needed.
So it's a continuous learning process, both for the AI and the humans working with it.
Exactly. And that brings us to another really important point, human oversight.
So even with all this amazing AI, we still need humans in the loop.
We do. There will always be situations that require human judgment, empathy, things that AI just can't handle yet.
Like what kind of situations?
Well, think about a customer who's dealing with a really complex problem or a very sensitive issue. In those cases, it might be better to have a human agent step in.
It makes sense. Sometimes you just need that human touch, someone who can really understand and respond to your emotions.
Exactly. And even when AI is handling most of the interaction, it's important to have a human there to provide guidance and make sure things are running smoothly.
So it's about finding that sweet spot between AI and human interaction, right? Using each one to its strength.
Precisely. And the article actually talks about how this collaboration could lead to new and more fulfilling jobs in customer service.
Oh, really? So instead of AI taking over jobs, it could actually create new opportunities.
Right. Instead of focusing on those repetitive tasks, human agents could be trained to handle more complex issues, provide emotional support, act as a bridge between the AI and the customer.
That's a much more hopeful way to look at it. And it makes sense. AI could free up humans to do what they do best.
Exactly. And as AI continues to evolve, we'll probably see even more creative ways to integrate it into customer service.
I'm curious, what else does the article say about the future?
Well, it mentioned some really interesting possibilities like AI-powered virtual shopping assistants, personalized marketing that actually feels helpful, and even real-time support through augmented reality.
Wow, that sounds amazing. It's like we're on the verge of a whole new world of customer service.
It really does feel that way.
Yeah.
And it's exciting, but we also need to be mindful of the ethical implications,
Right. We can't just blindly adopt new technology. We have to make sure it's being used for good.
Absolutely. We need to be intentional about how we develop and deploy AI, ensuring that it benefits everyone, not just a select few.
Well said. I think that's a really important message to leave our listeners with.
I agree. It's been a fascinating conversation, and I hope it's given everyone a lot to think about as we enter this new era of AI-powered customer service.
Me too. It's clear that AI has the potential to revolutionize the way we interact with businesses, but it's up to us to make sure that revolution is a positive one.
Absolutely. We need to approach it with both enthusiasm and caution, always striving to use AI in a way that's ethical, equitable, and beneficial for all.
Well, I think that's a great place to wrap up our deep dive for today. Thanks so much for joining us and for sharing your expertise.
It's been a pleasure. Thanks for having me.
To our listeners, we hope you found this exploration insightful and thought-provoking. As always, we encourage you to keep learning, keep asking questions, and keep those minds curious until next time.